Good morning and welcome to day 3 in Ottawa. I am going to be heading out to the Mackenzie King Estate in Gatineau. It's about a 40-minute drive away, so hopefully I don't get lost on my way there. I will see you there. Well, I made it here in good time. I think I only went off the track for about 2 minutes, which isn't too bad. Embarrassingly enough, I misread or mistranslated a sign in Gatineau, a French sign, so I kind of got turned around at one point, but I knew immediately as I was turning in the wrong direction that I had what I had done, so I was able to correct it and get back onto the road within a couple minutes. So yeah, I'm here and let's see what this is all about. I've only been here at night before for a ghost tour, a ghost walk. So it'll be really nice to see what it's all about in the daytime. Okay, let's go. So I just paid for parking and it's $11 for the day, which isn't too bad. This is the front entrance to the Mackenzie King Estate. And you can read here that it was written, or that this place was built for William Lyon Mackenzie King. He was a prime minister for Canada for a long time, actually, between 1921 and 1948. And he decided that he wanted a place away from the hustle and bustle of Ottawa. So he came over here to Gatineau and decided to build himself an estate. Quite a large estate as well. So let's see, we are right here. So I am going to go up this way toward Moorside and check out some of the buildings over here. I haven't been over to Kingswood, I don't think. Actually, no, I think I'm going to go to Kingswood first, because I haven't been to Kingswood. And I know that the main cottage is over there, like it says here. So let's get going. If you can't read the sign, it says, "Such happiness as I felt in being beneath my own roof amid the trees." Mackenzie King was definitely a nature lover. I should mention that there are tours that run throughout the summer, except on Tuesdays, that are free. So if you're ever in the area, I suggest you come around. Here is one of the outbuildings. Beautiful little structure. It's so peaceful out here. We have one of the old carriages in the gardens. And these were the two main cottages. It's the inside of the guest cottage. Her old-fashioned snowshoes. I think I missed a room over here. Children's bedroom. This is the view that visitors would have had. staying at the Mackenzie King Estate. And they would also have access to the lake. Oof. I'm glad I put on my running shoes today. Mackenzie King's bedroom. His living room. I just got a tour from a great tour guide, but I am not going to give all of the descriptions that she gave because I'd love you to come here yourself and see this beautiful place. This fireplace was dedicated to his best friend who he lost. You see down in the corner there? There is a fire extinguisher, a very, very old fire extinguisher. The dining room, he didn't use it much. He went outside a lot of the time, or he was over with friends. The addition that he added in 1916 was for his parents. He never married. He had a lot of losses over the years, both his parents, one of his brothers, and one of his sisters as well. It's his mother's room. The bathroom that was added in 1924. It was originally the maid's room. One of his maids that he had for a couple of years was Olive, and that is an actual cutout of her. This was the second kitchen. You can notice that there's no oven in here because it's in the next room, which was the original kitchen. Beautiful wood stove. One thing I didn't mention, and I'll mention now on our way to Moorside, Mackenzie King was known for being a spiritualist. I mentioned before that he had quite a number of losses over his life, and I think that's what led him to be a spiritualist. He was looking for answers as to why he, why and where his loved ones had gone over to the next life, or what he believed to be the next life. And here we are at the gate to Moorside. The other half, the larger half, is the Mackenzie King Estate. Mackenzie King decided to make a second house, which is now a tea room, and he was what we call the gentleman farmer. He didn't raise livestock for very long. He did enjoy growing vegetables. Mackenzie King's farm cottage. Now a tea room. There's also a small museum inside the Moorside Farm Cottage. This room here is Mackenzie King's office. You can see it's a lot larger than what he had there, and you'll see the same thing in his bedroom. Bonjour. This is the office of his secretary. His sister stayed in this room, and other guests. And this is only his much bigger bedroom. One of Mackenzie King's favorite things to do was to listen to the radio. The radio you hear now was given to him by the president of the Ottawa Electric Company, who also offered to run electrical wires to Kingsmere, bringing electricity to the estate. I think I need to make a phone call. This is the back side of the Moorside Cottage estate. And these are his gardens. He loved ornamental gardens as well as his vegetable gardens. And he loved the follies. I believe that there are 3 or 4 on the site. There's one of the follies towards the end of the garden. These are called the window ruins. Not sure exactly where they came from, but they're called the window ruins because you see through them to the rock garden. Window ruins from the other side. We are going to head up to the next folly called the Arc de Triomphe. Our next folly is the Arc de Triomphe. I think this is my favorite of the follies, but I don't think I'm going to stay here for very long, because the bugs are really bad. It is absolutely beautiful out here. I'll give you kind of a surround of what it is I'm seeing in just a second. Now we're coming up over the hill to the final folly. It is called the Abbey, and in 1935 King began its construction. I lied. I think this is my favorite of the follies. You can see there's actually several sections of this one. The stones of this one actually originate from the center block of Canada's first Parliament buildings, which were destroyed by a fire in 1916. He decided to save them and create this abbey. You can imagine why this would have such sentimental value to him. He wasn't actually Prime Minister yet, but he was definitely involved in politics in 1916, and the destruction of the original Parliament buildings, or the centre block anyway, would have been absolutely devastating to him. There's also stones from other buildings that were destroyed or knocked down throughout Ottawa, used to build this one. Another thing I absolutely adore about Mackenzie King Estate are the trees. These trees, it's kind of hard to tell, but they are absolutely massive. In a place like Canada, where a lot of our trees have been cut down and replanted. I mean, it's great that we've replanted a lot of what we've logged, but that means that a lot of our trees are young, and it seems like there are a lot of old trees. I don't know if you can tell. I'm going to try and put my hand, so here's the base of the stump of this one. It would be an excellent climbing tree. I'm going to put my hand on it so you can kind of get an idea of just how big it is. I have a very small hand. It's huge. It's not exactly a sequoia, but it is really large for me because I haven't seen too many trees of that size. And they're all over this beautiful estate. I asked whether the garage or the coach house was open, and unfortunately it's only open on the weekends. It would be really cool to see inside this building, but you know what? That just gives me an excuse to come back here again. Maybe on the weekend. Not this weekend, but another time that I visit Ottawa. And now I've come all the way around full circle. So yeah, that was definitely worth a couple of hours. I definitely recommend that you come out here. Wear bug spray, that's all that I'm going to say. And probably some sunscreen, though it's pretty cloudy today. The only problem is that you have to buy You have to buy a parking ticket for the entire day, which is $11, so it's not too bad. That's the only cost to get in. Everything else is free. But if you're only here for 2 hours, like I was, I would suggest that you do what I did, which was to give my ticket to somebody who was coming in so they could use it, because, yeah, otherwise you're going to be paying, $11 for a 9-hour period that the park is open. And it makes no sense if you're only here for 2 hours. But I was able to give it to somebody else, so that's good. Anyway, I will be heading off to do some stuff this afternoon, and then I will see you again this evening. I'm going to see some friends, and maybe I can get a video of them and their new little one, who was just born a couple months ago. So I'll see you then. Bye. This is Penelope, and she is 7 months old. Oh, and you even said hello, thank you. Do you want to get behind me, Liam? You want to get into the video? That's Liam, and he is 3. It's my camera. What's your name?
Gabriel.
And how old are you, Gabriel?
7.
You're 7 years old. Haha.
I want to take a picture of me.
Drool on you.
You're back in the bucket.
I'm gonna drool on you. I got a smile. Oh, there I go. There's a smile.